last time we met, which was a couple of weeks ago, which is too long. I think we've all established that we all had some time in Aurora's Rest, finishing up some conversations and a little bit of time in the tavern, planning out your next moves, eventually getting yourselves up to your room in the Runic Tankard, and showcasing yourselves just enough somehow that the City Guard, the Order of the Twilight Watch, has located your party, understands that Dro is a part of who you're traveling with, and have begun pursuit in which, in response, you all jumped out of the 30-foot window to the ground and started running through the city. And we are now in a chase sequence. And Dro begins to shout some orders about going west over to the market district as the new group, or the group with their new addition of Warden, all begin to flee an ever-growing number of City Watch who are trying to stop you. So I believe we are up at the top with a couple of new soldiers that have just appeared. Or these are the soldiers that Warden saw in the window and obscured their vision with the wind wall, and now are down on the street trying to find you guys. So this guy is going to go, and he's going to... Let's see here. Nope. Honestly, he doesn't have a view on anybody, but he's going to have to start... He kind of saw... he's going to have to make a guess. And we're going to roll a 1d2 here. Okay, 2. He's going to jet off this way, running, and he shouts to his partner, "I'll go this way! You go that way!" And he's going to use his turn to dash, and he's trying to go around as he comes around the corner. Warden, I believe you had a fabulous hide.
I had a 24 to my stealth check.
Yes, that's right. Noah, you are a little bit distant today on your mic.
Because my microphone's on the other side of the desk.
That would do it. Okay, so he's running around. You are doing the crawl against the building, but you're actually doing it very, very well. And thus far, you do not see him clock you. Next up is one of my Tangled boys. I believe this is a strength check. We talked about this last time. Tangled up in Margot's vines is a strength check, not a strength save to escape them.
It's freaking brilliant. I think it's DC 17, which he rolled an 18, so...
Okay, 18. He is finally no longer restrained and is going to disappear as he uses his action to rip the vines off and yell at his compatriot, "Idiot, get out of there!" And he's going to run down the stairs and disappear. Dro, you are up. You are still concentrating on the darkness spell on the window above.
Where is it? I'll find it in a minute. Oh god, I did this math last time, I don't remember. Okay. Look over at Margot. I hope you trust me, and basically bear hug her and fall back over the side.
Oh yeah, because we determined you can run faster with me than I could sprinting by myself.
And
Game show
let's
is
see.
paused.
Oh, game is paused, thank you.
What's the distance on this?
So just as a point of clarification, Margot running with a dash is 60 feet. So
Mhm.
your speed would be halved if you're carrying her, ergo you would have to be able to move more than 125 feet per round to be faster than what you can do.
I just want to cut the distance between myself, Margot, and Yaslin.
Got it.
I want to get 30 feet between both of them. Well, to Yaslin, because Margot's coming with.
Okay.
Which then I'd imagine if I drop down here, we're out of view of this window. I'm hoping.
That is true. If you drop essentially straight down, all counts about 10 feet of that as your action. Dro, make a No, because you're carrying another body, I'm gonna make you roll an athletics check to see how resiliently you land on the ground. Unless you're doing something that would describe your landing otherwise.
No, it's just ideally to not use up any of Margot's movement. Where is? I don't trust virtual dice. Oh wow. 13.
13. Okay, with a 13, you're dropping 30 feet. With a body in tow, you're going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you land and hit kind of hard. There's something in your right knee that tweaks a little bit. You hear a slight crunch, like, ugh, and you're able to keep moving.
Ow. Then I will drop. Wait, did that use my action? Is that what you said?
That no, that was just
Okay.
that used 10 feet of your movement.
Okay. In pain.
Because she's willing, this is essentially counting as your item interaction, kind of.
Okay. Stand up, and if I am 30 feet.
And yes, I did just make a remark that Margot is luggage.
She's
I
already
mean,
been carried
ergo
around by
and
several people in this party.
Talk about objectifying somebody.
This is the new definition of passenger princess.
Carry me through the chase sequence.
Pass without a trace. On myself, Yaslin, and Margot.
Okay. The shadow above pops and disappears. Yourself, Yaslin, and Margot.
Yes.
Okay, not Seamus.
It can't reach Seamus.
So point in case, you drop to here
Mhm.
with your vertical drop, and then you've got space to move with whatever half your remaining movement is.
Can I hit all three of them?
What's your movement?
If I use 10, I think I'm like at 55. Yeah, 55
With a dash or without a dash?
without.
Without. Okay, so if you're at 55, you've only got 25 left. So you could reach.
No, I
Here.
can't hit Seamus.
Nah, Seamus is too far away and too far up. That is correct. You cannot get him. Okay, just wanted to verify the math there.
Cast that and look at them and tell them. I should have just wrote this down because we just talked about this. Remind me, I told everybody to go to the market, right? Market district?
To the There's a specific place you said.
Well, if not, he's gonna tell you, go to the Eye of Tragedy. Look for that store. Let Seamus know. And then
Okay.
that's it. That's all his movement. And because I don't think I can do really anything with my bonus action. Oh, how many key points? That just blew a ton.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right, mechanics here. You know, I need to look up something on stuff.
To note to a reminder, Pass Without a Trace, we don't leave a trail. The three of us.
That is correct. Okay, I'm refreshing. Jeez, my Foundry's taking a while. Anybody else having a hard time with Foundry at the moment?
It's slow for me.
You really burned through a lot of key points this encounter. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
We also haven't rested like fully since our fight. We had a short rest, but not a long rest.
And I think I had full key points at the beginning of this too.
It's okay. I'm sure everyone here has has at least a level in Warlock to be able to get those spell slots back.
If you got a patron in the area, I'd consider joining.
That is one thing I still have is spell slots. Kind of.
I mean, my patron's on me at all times, so if you want to join the bandwagon, we can talk.
You mean the cult?
Just give a handshake to the roots. That's all you need to do.
I'm gonna start an MLM for the tree.
Offer your soul or your heart or another limb of yours to the tree, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, my Foundry is still trying to refresh, so
I had to open a whole new tab with it earlier.
yeah, let's go ahead and try that.
Be our Groot.
I've always said that'd be a really fun one-shot idea to be a warlock who's basically part of your patron's MLM. An influencer warlock.
That's awesome. Okay, there we go. I got it back. Yep. Good call on the new tab. Okay, so how am I going to call this? Okay, you guys, the three of you are not leaving traces, footprints, and such behind. You can be seen by your attackers. However, because are you now going to try to move at a fast pace at essentially, I'm going to call it a disadvantage on your stealth rolls? You'll still get the +10, but it's disadvantage. Or are you going to slow down, try to hide, and have normal rolls plus your 10? What's the strategy here for the three of you that are covered by this spell?
So here's my next question with the spell as well.
Mhm.
Because obviously he had to be within 30 feet to cast it. Doesn't he have to stay within 30 feet of us at all times? Or is it once
No.
it's cast, it's on us?
It's once it's cast. I don't believe there's a distance in which it expires.
Okay.
I mean, let's check that out.
Because I thought that was a weird thing with Pass Without a Trace.
No, it's let's see here. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has its +10 bonus to dexterity checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. The creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its message.
Second comment in the comments is from Sage Advice. It says,
Oh,
pass
you're
without a
within
trace
spells.
is meant to benefit you only while you're within the spell's radius.
Okay, gotcha.
I feel like it'd be overpowered if they could just wander off and have that plus 10.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, pass without a trace. I'm going to teleport you into the enemy's base now. Good luck.
Yeah,
And
and there's
you
no
leave
limit
no
on the amount of
tracks.
people. You just like gather 50 people within 30 feet, cast it, and then they all take
Mhm.
off. And
Army disperse.
Everybody's like stacked on top of each other, and you're just like,
you can fit a lot of people in a 30-foot radius.
everybody just lays
Um,
down like Legos.
So I guess
Okay.
then that comes to if I'm establishing a mental link with Seamus, that's going to take my action, so I can only move 30
Mhm.
feet next round. Anyways, so I'm moving slow no matter what.
I thought you had it on Seamus already. Because you're the one that told him to head to the market.
I think I took it because you yelled, head to the market. I don't remember.
I don't
We can
either.
just say I had it. I don't remember.
I just watched the recording today too, and I don't remember.
Because I only have concentration on the oh no, maybe, well, I don't know.
Entangle up top.
Entangle. I don't have the little brain thing that we always put on whenever I have a mental link. I'm pretty sure because I had to sprint, I had to dash to get next to you, and we decided you yelled it, so you can dash to get next to me.
Oh, yeah, because I think I asked if Seamus heard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
So I can do that. But we're only moving 30 feet next. I'm only moving 30 feet next round.
We'll just play piggyback with Margot, and we'll like each take turns hopping her
You
forward.
throw me to Yaslin and just you guys, you know, the rugby toss back and forth.
Back and forth.
It is appropriate for the dwarf to be tossed.
Oh, we also think
Um,
Seamus
with-
is polymorph, and he's already got crazy stealth, so the chance of them seeing him, I would be surprised. I don't know. It's your call, Margo.
It's more about telling him where we're going because you said a specific shop this time, not.
True.
And then we'll have that connection in case we lose track of him when he flutters off. We can just play it out, see how it goes. But
I mean, I can use my dash and still carry you. So, and then if I have to, shot put you over to Yaslin.
Alright.
I mean, disadvantage stealth for me is it's still a plus 17, so like I'm not worried about stealth.
A plus.
For me.
Oh, okay.
The plus 10. I know, it caught me for a second too. I was like, wait, she has higher than Seamus? Wait a minute.
Okay, so I will say that with our new reading on Pass Without a Trace, Jero, you're concentrating on this for an hour. Within that hour, and says for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet can get the benefit. So I think like if Seamus or Warden comes into view, even though you're kind of hiding from them too, if you're doing stealth checks here, you can designate them to be in the group.
So if I
As
have
long
to
as they're
glance
within range.
over and see a swarm of bats or an insect up against the wall.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
So, Warden, your carapace looks a little bit like red stone covered in snow. I imagine it mostly applies to your arms and your legs, and I don't think you can change your clothing.
I can't, but like, you know, it's one of those things where if I'm not moving, they probably won't notice me since they're all sprinting around going like, where are they going? And if there's no
Mhm.
movement, then it won't catch their eye. But
Yeah.
with all this talk about Pass Without a Trace, I was kind of thinking I would go ahead and end my concentration on Windwall because it's unnecessary, and I'll just do Pass Without a Trace,
Ooh.
and just redo my stealth roll, and get
All
my
right.
plus 10 to it. Right?
Mhm. Let's see it.
Yes. So go ahead and this is where I go. No, I
And-
go to here. Okay, then I click on this button.
Okay. The features.
So then that would be a 22. Well, that's not
Okay.
helpful. I'm going to use my 1 inspiration to reroll. See if I can get higher than my.
Are you wearing armor?
No.
Okay.
I'm just wearing
Um,
regular clothes.
Meshes surrounding, giving you advantage on. Okay, roll that again, because your carapace, and it specifically says while you're not wearing armor,
Right.
not while you're not wearing clothes. Okay, so you
Okay.
wind back up at the same number you had last time.
Yes. You know what?
But now you're not
Good
leaving
enough.
tracks.
Yes, that's what really mattered was the not leaving tracks because I realized
Uh-huh.
that as I snuck through, there'd be just a whole bunch of footsteps leading to the market, and es no bueno,
Mm-mm.
no está bien. So I will go ahead, do that. Hope that the guy still hasn't seen me, and then just like instead of sprinting or running or anything, well, I guess that's not really the way D&D works, since all this happens within seconds.
Mhm.
Hmm. Do I want to move? All right. So where on this map, where would I be able to go? So right now, I just
Um,
feel like I'm in void.
So as a reminder, I'll kind of paint where the nearby roads are. You're kind of working with something around that at the moment. Like, we're doing a lot of interpreting with the map that there are like little alleyways between the things that kind of make sense for them to be there.
All right. I think what I'll do is, since this is the main road, I assume they're going to be running up and down the road and probably looking down the alleyways a little bit. I'm just going to casually walk down the road, trying to be, keep up my stealth as much as possible. I realize that, you can't move 30 feet in 6 seconds in a walking pace, so I'll take whatever movement penalty is necessary, because my assumption is the people who saw me were the people who were inside the bar, and the people who just ran out the window did not see me. All they saw was a wind wall go up. So at this point, if they do discover me, they can walk up and be like, "Hey, do you know anything about what's happening?" I'll be like, "I'm far too drunk for me to know anything." Just banking on looking like a drunkenly insect man walking around. See if that works out.
Okay. Sounds good. It's blah blah. Just for sake of ease, I'll give you 30 feet of movement.
Oh, okay.
Just.
I'm Olympic speed walker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just
Oh.
for ease of use, and it's a big map, so I don't want to give you 15 because it'll take forever to get across the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna fudge the rules a little bit for sake of practicality.
15, 20, 25, 30. So we'll just keep walking down the main road as stealthily as possible and trying to not look suspicious weapons are put away, and if anyone gets close and they do happen to notice, well, yeah, I guess I would have a reaction. If anyone gets close and they happen to notice me, I would love to use my reaction to look as drunk as possible, and just really playing into I am a drunk insect man in a big town. And
Understood. Completely.
that'll be all.
Okay. Yaslin. Go.
Alright, so we've been given direction and Jones Castle has without a trace. But I don't want to be stuck right here, so I'm gonna keep moving.
Yaslin's gonna pick both of them up.
Big bump!
You'll stay within 30 feet this way.
Dro's fixing the Z. Fuck.
No, unfortunately, as cool as that would be, not do that. She's like, she's gonna keep going, but so I think we said the path was like this way, something like
Oops.
this, right? That was.
I forgot to give a couple of my dudes turns, so I'm gonna put them in the combat order. So after Yaslin, I'll make one of the other guys go.
Alright, so yeah, she'll go 40 feet forward. She looks back for a second.
Dro's just pointing at Margot.
Still, she does want to get a little bit. I think she'll use her action to go like 15 feet more forward, or I guess it'll be 20 in this case. Be like, I'll make sure it's clear over here. Oh,
You muted.
Right away. Yaslin pops out of the radius and passes through a trace and is like the kind of blurring, obscuring soundlessness. It vanishes as she rushes ahead, kind of like nothing, like as she starts treading forward. Okay, Yaslin, that was the dash. Is that right?
Yeah, she doesn't go super far ahead with the dash, just a bit. Because she doesn't want to lose them completely, but she also wants to stay a little bit ahead just in case something ends up in front of them.
Okay, sounds good there, Margot. Passenger princess.
Didn't you say you were gonna do one of your guys because you skipped them?
My guy gets to go. Okay, cool. This guy comes out. He's gonna go around this alleyway in this direction. So he's gonna run 30 feet, and then.
Should have kept my
Oh,
mouth shut.
excuse you, dog. Can I use my arm for what I want to do, please? Thank you. He's gonna run around here. Give this. He's gonna. Where is it? Perception check. He's gonna perception check it as he's rushing around. That's appropriate. Got a 5. He's still searching as he's coming around the corner. All right, Margot, your turn.
Going to move 30 feet forward and establish a mental link with Seamus and tell him whatever Joe told us, because I already forgot, the eye of something.
Tragedy.
Eye of tragedy. In the
Okay.
market district, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I gotta put my little brain on so I don't forget that I've Where are the effects again?
Okay.
My little brain's gone.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your icons. We lost some, which is weird. Okay, my fella over here.
Should I make
He's
a stealth
gonna-
check? 'Cause I'm still within 30 feet.
The one that we'll kind of re-up based on where Dro is on his turns.
Okay.
Okay, my guy's just gonna run this way. Seamus, your go.
I'm gonna fly ahead and dash.
Yeah, go for it. As you're gonna have to kind of make a little bit of like an arc around that big old tower. Cool.
I'm just gonna put hearts on because that's the only icon I can find.
Yeah. And I'll just fly overhead, keeping an eye out.
Sounds good. I said she's connected with you because she loves you. Okay, next up I've got some more. This guy is gonna run this way. This guy, he's going down the tower. He left last turn. He's probably gonna show up in the opening of the runic tankard by the end of his turn. This dude's still fighting the branches. This is a strength check. Natural 20. This dude, like, rips it off. Okay, this guy's tired of this.
So
This is gonna be.
would I know when everybody's left the zone so I could drop concentration on it so I'm not wasting that concentration?
Don't think so.
Fine.
That's a good question. Somebody see if there's any comments, rulings, or anything on that.
I'll look at it.
Okay, I'm good for that to be overruled. If the case is that. Okay, so this dude, for the natural 20, I'm gonna let him keep his action. And he's so pissed that he is gonna walk over to the window. He's got this branch in hand. This is what's coming to my head. He's gonna look down, and let's see here. Let's give him a perception check. I'm just gonna go fabulously. Oh God!
A 20 to a 1.
This one throws the
Oh.
branch out and falls out the window.
Oh boy. This guy's rolls are so bad as a whole, and they're in such a weird circumstances that he's showcasing himself to the point where I might have to make this guy an actual NPC. Just the incompetent watch member. Goes out, he just sees kind of the direction that you guys left-ish. Sees Yasmin, throws the branch out the window. Fuck you! Who does a branch? Just some bystander is on the ground with their head bleeding now.
Oh,
It's like-
jeez.
And he's like, oh shit! He goes back inside. Oh, nobody saw that. I don't want to put that in my report. And he disappears again. From
Uh-oh.
20 to a 1. Oh, yeah.
Man struggling.
This bro is struggling for real. Okay, next up, bottom of the round. Let's see here. Dro rolled for the last one. Somebody else roll the reinforcements that are coming in this round. I need a D8, or I need a D12 for the direction. And let's say, I'll roll a 1d4. Hey, come on. Okay, Yaslin, give me a D12 for the direction and a 2d6 for the amount.
9
Okay.
and 4.
Okay.
9 o'clock is like literally right.
Oh, and then
Okay.
yeah, this is basically auto-generated. And then give me D100 plus, what did I say last time? Plus 40 for the distance. Okay.
71.
71. Okay. Oh, that's total. So 70 feet to your 9 o'clock. And we're going to say if you roll doubles, you don't get a normal. You get a captain.
Oh, great. As I'm running them, Sally.
Yep, you're running that way, and this captain's kind of like leaned up against the building, calm and collected, hears you storming around, turns its head, and just step, begins to walk calmly towards you.
Oh no!
All right, I'm gonna add them to the encounter.
What did I do?
There we go. They rolled pretty low though. All right, back up at the top. Got this one. This dude is confused about any direction that you guys are going. He's just running around. I'll say anybody who gets kind of like more than 200 feet away from you guys, I'm just going to take them off the board because they're going in the wrong direction. I don't want to like waste our time with their lack of promise. Okay, this guy's going to run forward. Oh, no, come on. He's going to run forward, look, and he's actually going to take his turn to actually stop and do like a full perception check here. Okay, so 14 is going to kind of kneel down, look around at like what's going on, and see that like there's kind of like a big splash in the snow over there, and then like a little bit of running. Actually, let me give him a nature check to go with it. And I'll make the DC a little bit low. Okay. This dude runs up, looks around, goes to like start using his tracking skills, recognizes that the footprints just stop. And you hear him call out, "Find the Sky Seekers!" And that'll be his turn. Okay, this fella, he's gonna pop out at the bottom of the Runic Tavern, or the Runic Tankard as well. And Drogue, it is your turn.
You could leave me.
So this is an alleyway, right?
Sorry. Yep, that's correct.
Is there any side paths that I can see that is next to Margot? that is out of view of Mr. Boy Scout here, apparently.
So Boy Scouts kind of got visibility on like this little like miniature plaza here.
Okay.
Margot's directly in front of you, and then you kind of have to follow where Yaslin went and like arc around.
They're Scouts America now. They changed their name.
Oh, but he can see here. Okay.
Okay. So Jeremy Crawford, the caster, is unaware of when their targets save unless they can perceive them somehow.
Yeah, no, all good. Figured I'd ask.
Yep, worth asking for sure.
Hearing Boy Scout yell, Joe's going to do the same, but he's going to cast Minor Illusion and throw his voice 30 feet behind him. And he's just going to hear, guys, this way. But Dro is then going to
Yes.
shadow step. Right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Is Minor Illusion a concentration spell?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
So 30 feet this direction behind. So he would.
It has to be more like 30 feet. Oops, I'm grabbing you. More like, yeah, more
That
like
works,
this way.
yeah.
This way is into the building. Or unless you want it to sound like you're coming from a building rather than like an alleyway.
No, we'll do an alleyway. It makes more sense.
Okay.
So idea is to hopefully make him think we're running that way. And then Dro is then shadow stepping 50 feet. Am I still in range of Margot? Yes. 50 feet. Throwing Yaslin and Margot back and pass without a trace.
Okay. What's the save on Minor Illusion?
Creature has to use their action to examine the sound or image to determine if it's an illusion. It is an investigation check against my spell save DC, which is a 14.
Okay. Since he got a natural 20 on his, what did I give him? I gave him a nature check. Oh, that was supposed to be a survival check. But with that, I'm gonna let him do his investigation check now. And what's your spell save? What did you say? 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's
21
twice,
again.
20 to 1. 2 times in a row. Lovely. He buys it. And you see him turn and start to run the other way. He thinks you're using... Essentially, he thinks you're only using invisibility magic and possibly like a slight levitation so that you're not touching the ground, and he doesn't consider that the sound itself could be the illusion.
Cool.
He's not the arcanist, but he does recognize when people are using magic to elude. Okay, Warden, you are up, and you hear him shout to kind of like this direction. We'll grab the attention of some of the other guards nearby. Warden.
Keep making my way down the road as casually as possible and as stealthily as possible. You know,
I put you right here for the curve of the alley.
Oakley dokley.
Are we supposed to roll
Okay.
stealth checks, by the way?
Oh, yep. For the three of you, roll stealth checks. At disadvantage because you are moving quickly. As you're in Dro's aura.
Even me, though, because I didn't dash. I just used...
No, because you're not taking the time to move slowly and stealthily, it's automatically like considered fast. Like I think there's rules for it in like when you're traveling long distances. If you're not moving at half pace, you can't be rolling stealthily. That's kind of what I'm basing this off of.
I forgot to add my plus 10. It's 24, not 14.
Okay, 24, 10, and Dro, how about yourself?
24 as well.
Okay. All right. So there's that. Marco or Yaslin, you're up.
Okay. Do I actually see this guard walking towards me, or do I not see him yet?
Your perception, yeah, they are not being stealthy. They're walking directly towards you.
And Dro's like right behind me. Is he like kind of behind a corner at all? Or is
Okay, so actually,
Yeah,
point in
so-
case. Yaslin with a 20. This person had eyes on you, and then Pass Without a Trace hit you. And
Yeah.
their captain, they've had advanced training.
They know.
I'm gonna give them. No, they lose track of you. You
Okay.
kind of see them like stop, tilt their head, and move forward a little bit faster.
Okay.
Like they know they lost you, but they're gonna find you. Is the kind of attitude you're getting here.
And they're right behind me. Okay. So I turn and look at them and say, we need to find a different route. There's someone up there. But looking around, is this like the only one way?
Nope. So you do have
So there's
things
this
going
way.
this way. Got this big alley.
Yeah, this was the
down
this was the
here.
path I was going to take. But there's no other
I'd
like
say
path.
you've got more over here, and then like kind of up in this upper area, you've got a few more.
Okay.
I don't know. We're interpreting all of this. You probably got some going this way.
Is there a way to get past the
And-
guard though?
You're kind of like turn that guard, like that kind of left-hand turn straight into the guard. That's kind of like a more major thoroughfare. And so with all that said, Yaslin.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do actually.
Okay, so Yaslin, like
Okay.
your most immediate roads are
It's gonna be so
about
funny.
like that.
Okay, wonderful. I'm just gonna take the gamble. I believe. Let me just. I'm going to pull out one of the fuzzballs from my bag of tricks.
Oh my god. I forgot you had that.
Chaos villain will
Okay.
begin now.
Mhm. This is like giving Yaslin, or this is like giving Jester the dust of deliciousness.
Even when Pinky's not in the campaign, she's in the campaign.
So I pulled out an 8.
So
Okay, that's kind of a big animal. I did not.
Uh,
I think that's an 8.
let's see here.
I mean, it's actually medium. Okay, I can.
I think that's what you pulled out before.
Yeah.
So that's the only one you've got. So you reach in, grab that as you're used to it, because it's the only one
Yeah.
you've tried so far.
And I'm gonna tell my dear friend to distract the man over there. I'm gonna like.
Okay.
Actually, I wonder how far. Does it need to be tossed next to me, or can I throw this
Mhm.
thing? I can throw it up to 20 feet, so I'll throw it up to 20 feet, and then. Yeah. to 20 feet and have it distract him.
Okay, you can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it takes on its next turn, or to give it general orders such as attack your enemies.
Distract your enemies. Distract my enemies, I mean. They're
Right?
not technically your enemies, they're mine. But yeah, just
Mhm.
distract the guy who's coming down this alley.
Okay, and I think you've used 2 charges at this point, right? Because you haven't
Yeah, I had him in the morning.
until next dawn. Yep.
Yeah.
So yes, you have not. I mean, it's about to be dawn. You guys are fighting in the hour before dawn. Okay, so you've got 1 charge on your back left. We'll put the monkey right after you.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I throw him 20 feet and I say, "Go distract this guy. You'll find him."
Nice.
And then he goes 20 feet, so I'm gonna just move up 10.
Okay,
My monkey.
Margot, you are up next. I don't know why it gives the doom sound on Margot every time, but it's kind of appropriate. It doesn't do it to anybody else.
I think 60
Like it
feet
knows.
gets me here. And
Correction, just a sec. 60 feet gets you there because of the arc that you have to follow.
okay.
There you go.
So far away. It's fine. I have sorcery points for that. Yeah, let's do 2 sorcery points. Can I see the guard now?
Oh yeah, easy. They are, what's that? 80 feet and 50 feet in front.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's do 2 sorcery points. And hey, buddy, you're gonna stay put for a while.
Okay, you're gonna drop
Another
the entanglement up top.
Oh, can you stop, dude?
Okay, and this is a strength saving throw.
To start it, yes.
Okay, that'll be an 18.
Can I silvery barbs that?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Oh, wanted that 16.
that was no.
Yep. Oh, okay, you pop your
Ro
reaction.
has advantage on whatever he's doing next. I don't know. I just give someone advantage.
I forgot about that part of the spell.
Oh yeah, me too. Okay, so it looks
He's now restrained.
towards you, like looks at the monkey for a second, like, who uses a monkey? And then, like, not paying attention to vines underneath. Just, oh, damn it! Okay. Well, they watch soldier. This guy yells. He is going to turn around and book it because his companion says that there's someone over here. Seamus, your go.
I'm gonna fly 60 feet forward on the building right up here.
Okay, sounds good. Alright, next up, got a bunch of people running around. 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy's gonna move. The captain will spend their turn doing a strength check to rip the vines away. That'll be an 18. They are no longer restrained.
Dang it! But that was his action.
Well, that was their action. They're gonna pace forward. They are close to you guys. Quick perception check. I'm gonna give this. Yep, I'm gonna give it a disadvantage
Cast the
because
spell, so
woof, 19. That was a disadvantage. That was a natural 20 and a 19 for my disadvantage roll, though. There. So they move up, and you see Margot and Yaslin. Dro, you can kind of see this person, but the two of you can see inside of this person's visors. They are focused. And they are determined to find you two. And you hear them shout to like any like civilians that are nearby. Move! And like all the people start kind of scattering away. And so your ability to blend into the crowd just is starting to get thinned out. Okay. Next, this person, they are gonna run out this way. Tick, 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 tick. Doily do. Oh, Warden, give me a more recent stealth check, please. Because I did that on your turn.
$11 plus 10, so 21.
Yeah, he's got no chance. He's looking, he's not finding. This dude with that hit a civilian with a broken branch, pops back out, like back down at the bottom with his other buddy and smacks him. Chef, why'd you leave me? Okay, end of turn. Roll a 1d3. Oh, gotcha. A 3, that would be Warden. Give me 2d6, a d12, and a d100 plus 40.
The D100 plus 40?
Yes. D12 is direction. Oh boy. It's going to give me one number.
Okay. Hold on, I'll do it better. 2d6. 2 and 2.
Doubles again. That is going to be a captain.
1d12.
Okay, captain at your 4 o'clock.
And then
And
140.
Give me. Okay, what'd you get? You got. What'd you get on your D100?
Oh, I thought you said you wanted 140. You want
I wanted a
100
D,
and
a
then
D100,
separately.
just plus a static 40.
Okay.
And but what's weird is what it's telling me you rolled. It said you rolled 2 d20s and 1 d6,
1
which I know is not what I just saw.
No.
Yeah, so
that's
just
not
roll a
what we'll
d100
just
and
do.
add plus 40.
D100, 89.
Okay, so 129, so 130 feet away from you at your 4 o'clock, there is a new captain that shows up. Okay, so right about there. I will drop them onto the map, and they are in the fray. Okay. Chase sequence continues. The crowd around you begins to kind of yell and skedaddle. Like, people are nervous. Usually the Twilight Watch isn't like chasing criminals through the city and making a big ruckus. It's kind of happening today. It's not like completely unheard of for anything. But there is a little bit of like crowd panic starting to sit in. And you can start to hear alarms beginning to sound, and people are trying to get attention to like those who are not involved in whatever's going on to get out of the way and let them do their job. Is kind of the vibe of like the noise level that's starting to pick up. Okay. This guy over here, he's going to move this way. This is the kind of the last bit of the guy who rolled the Boy Scout who rolled a natural 1 and called his friends over. Boy Scout is going to go over here, basically run into this dude and be like, "Did you see him?" It's like, "No, I heard you. I came over here." And they just like kind of squabbling a little bit. Next is this guy. He's gonna start running, going around as well. Ro, you're up.
It's gonna work twice in a row, right? Has the crowd fully dispersed yet?
No, that happened like 3 seconds ago. It's going to take probably like another 2 rounds before they're all the way out of the way.
I'm gambling with this. I'm gonna do the same thing again. Minor illusion to the guard behind them, but instead of it being Dro's voice, make it a female scream and make it sound like something bad just happened behind them.
Okay, what's the range on minor illusion?
30 feet.
Okay, that puts you. Yes, this is your radius we're talking about. Not much. You can't put it behind the guard.
Is there an alleyway I can see?
Your roads currently are approximately here.
Good shadow step. Take a gamble and get it to turn around. Okay. Shadow step first then. I'm gonna shadow step to this road. Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Maybe. Let me go. There we go. Which then will put me 30 feet within the guard and have this blood-curdling scream behind them all of a sudden.
Hey, give me an Arcana check. You're essentially trying to use ventriloquism. You've got the right direction. You're trying to change the distance
18.
of it. Okay, I'll give it to you. They hear it. This guard, they're so 18. Okay, they have to use their action to do an investigation check against like an instant sound. Okay, cool. So it's not their turn yet. We will get to there, but you hear their ear like, which, as they like kind of keep their eye in the direction that they think you are, and their head like flicks to the side as well.
Also,
Warden,
just
go
to
ahead.
note to the girls, Dro's just gonna tell them to come this way and hope that the guards turned around by the time they move or something.
All right, cool. And all 4 of you that are covered with passive trace, because Warden's right after, everybody getting new stealth checks at disadvantage.
Including me?
Yep, including you, because we're going to do it for your turn right after this.
Julio, so then I'm at regular.
28.
Okay.
$24.
Plus 10.
Oh, wait.
21.
Hold on.
21.
Pass without a trace, so that's
Oh, that's beautiful. Somebody stepped
34.
on my fucking toe.
Oh my god. Oh fuck! It's not my turn yet. I used my reaction.
Mm-hmm.
worry.
Okay.
She's right next to me.
Yeah, somebody shimmied past me and like stepped on my toe or something.
Right? So there's a blood-curdling scream behind the guard and in front of the guard at the same time.
Oh, mother!
And the guard looks confused about what just happened. And, like, can't see a source for either of them.
Is this the guard that has the monkey just messing with him too?
Oh, the monkey's about to do things too. Yeah.
Oh god. I kind of feel bad for this guard.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess the monkey hasn't had its. We haven't done anything with the monkey. Yaslin, just roll me a d20.
11.
Okay. There's a significant size difference, so I'm gonna. Okay, so the monkey does like the monkey is in about the guard's space and like tries to like climb up on it, and the guard essentially just stiff arms it and just like puts it back on the ground for a minute. It knows that you're trying to. The guard knows you're trying to distract it and is like paying attention. Is trying to pay attention, but it's got like the monkey. It just got out of the vines. Like there's screaming going on. You guys are invisible. It's their head is starting to like swivel. They're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. All right. Warden, you are up.
Yes, well, not too worried with the 34 to stealth, so I'm just gonna keep going. 5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah, about there.
25, 30. And just, keep walking along. My rolls are only getting better, so...
I'm imagining this like camouflaged bug like doing this almost like drunken master like speed fall through the alleyway like whoa whoa.
Yes, I am
Okay.
I am a monk of my own art in my own way.
All right, Yaslin,
Death of the
you
drink.
are up. Since you Warden, give me a quick perception check. Oh, okay.
23.
Ooh, yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do.
It's kind of a high DC, and you're like, yeah, no problem. You recognize, especially as somebody who is literally using the spell yourself, you recognize the effects of them using Pass Without a Trace, and suddenly their footprints vamping. But also the 23, that's super high. You see a little bit further ahead where Yaslin's footprints kind of reappear for a moment and then bounce back out. You do clock like a general direction of where your friends are.
Well, Tipsy me will keep moving along. I'm not in any hurry. Everyone else is.
At some point, he just starts perpetually cartwheeling on his 6 limbs.
Nobody can see me anyways. If I can't see
Okay.
them, they can't see me.
Okay. I skipped Yaslin. So Yaslin, your go.
Can I just pick up Margot and go into this alley with her and set her down?
Move the package.
Yeah, we're just gonna move her
I
along.
mean, you
till
could, or you
she's-
could take your full movement, because I could move as well.
Nah, we're putting you in the middle of us.
Okay,
Were
so
you
to move her, that burns that.
I don't have movement.
Yeah, I have
Move.
40 movement though, so I can get to here, and then I'll just drop Margot in front of me. Cause she's already in
So
front
you
of
have
me.
to pick her up from where
Mhm.
you are and move her. So you only have 20 feet of movement if you're picking her up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll stop here, and then I'll just set her in front of me, in between
Yeah,
Drow.
why like I can move a lot further than that, so I don't.
Yeah, I know, but this guard is right behind our asses, and I don't want you there.
No, I have an idea for that. I need to see him though.
You could probably still see him right here. Maybe.
Maybe see him. I need to read the spell again.
Margot looks under Yasmin's legs.
Yeah, just like look between my legs, Margot.
Like hanging over her shoulder, casting a spell as we run away.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yep, we're going.
Sure, just sitting in the alley like, oh my god.
Come on, guys. I mean, can Margot can hop off out of my arms on her own turn, right?
Muted.
Okay, so I'll just hold her. So you can see. Because if you're pretty much on the same space, you'll have a clear view of them. The doggy.
Okay, and with that, Margot's turn. Ready for the done time. There it is.
So, does my reaction refresh at the beginning of my turn?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm going to. You see Margot's eyes like burn a really, really deep reddish orange, like the trees. And you kind of see like a crown of thorns begin to grow on the guard's head as she casts Charm Person on him.
Okay.
I target.
Charm person, Wisma.
I didn't target him.
Wisma. I mean,
Wisma.
wisdom
It's
or
wisdom
charisma.
saving throw. It is wisdom saving throw. If he's considered hostile, it is with advantage, but I was going to use my reaction to cancel advantage with restore balance.
Okay, and that would be a 10. They are
So-
charmed.
And I'm just gonna say, run the other way. These are not the droids you're looking for. Run the other way.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the people you're looking for. Run the other way.
Okay, we are getting into like all sorts of like weird little nuances. Charm person, they treat you like a friend.
Uh-huh.
They can't see you. They treat your voice like a friend? I guess so.
The bad guys are like behind you. They're running away. They're getting away. Go.
Yeah, they kind of take it as like one of the nearby
direction of the
citizens is
screaming
trying
woman.
to point. Yeah, one of the citizens is trying to point something out that they can't see, and they're charmed. They're gonna do it. They're gonna start turning around and leaving.
And then I'm gonna take my 30 feet of movement to come up next to Dro.
Okay, got it.
That whole turn was a whole roller coaster of emotions for Dro.
And this person, like, this poor guard is like, huh? Like, this person's gonna go to the doctor tomorrow and be like, I don't think I can trust my brain anymore.
We're not paid enough for this.
Really?
No one's injured, right? We're all like okay on health. We're just running.
Ish, yeah.
I mean, you guys.
Well,
I jumped out a window and I can't fly, so
Champion of wind here.
Uh,
I did a cool
Everybody
superhero
who's
landing,
in-
but my legs hurt a little bit more than they should.
Everybody who's injured, it's like self-induced at this point.
Yep.
I think.
It's not just a phase,
okay.
Mom.
Well, you know what
okay?
I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this instead. I'm going to use my last 2 sorcery points to quicken spell Long Strider, and I only have 2nd spell slots left. So I'm gonna Long Strider myself and Yaslin because it just automatically does 2 people. So we both
Okay.
have
An extra 10 feet.
an extra 10 feet of movement. Yeah. So my movement's
Okay.
now 40 feet.
Oh, now we're zooming.
Does that take effect on this turn? Can I move 10 feet forward?
Yes, you can.
And then Yazin, you get an extra 10 feet to your movement as well.
Nice, nice.
So now, and that's not even concentration. Damn, neither is Charm Person. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so I'm keeping
Um,
Entangled up for concentration too. So if he passes through it, he has to do another strength saving throw.
Gotcha. Okay. This one back here. The captains get any extra movement speed? I don't think so. Nope, they don't. This person's going to come on. They're gonna book it over here. As they're getting some information from the other ones. Okay. This guy over here, what was he doing? He was running this way. This dude's so lost. He's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. He's probably the first one that's going to fall off the map. Seamus.
I'm gonna fly.
Okay. Flying up or further down this alley here?
Just down the alley, still at 30 feet.
Okay, got it.
I assume we'll have some kind of cross alley.
Your mic.
Yeah, I'd say there's a little one here, and then probably another one here. And then another one here. It's kind of like this same repeating pattern. Something sort of like that for the next, like, few blocks for Seamus.
Sounds good.
Getting... Most everybody's just kind of like running around wildly. Dro knows where he's going. Seamus, you do... 30 feet up is not even quite clearing the buildings, so if you want to get like a higher vantage and like... And you could start doing some reconnaissance and trying to relay that, although your bat form, you don't have any language. Have we established that you can communicate back to Margot with a mind link while you're in your bat form?
Yeah, because Cloak of the Bat, I retain my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Okay, so it's like a druid polymorph. It's like a wild shape rather than a polymorph.
Yeah. So I think I'd remain at 30 feet, but I'm looking for the Eye of Tragedy. So I'm trying to read shop signs, not just looking at buildings.
Okay, point in case this over here, like this, like if you guys zoom out quite a ways, essentially this big line here is kind of the delineating wall between Old Town and what starts to be the Market District. So
I assume I wouldn't know that until I get over there and see signs for the Market District or something
that is very
pointing in
fair.
that direction. So yeah, I'll just be reading.
Would it have helped that we did go to the Market District on the shopping session?
You did do that. Yeah, so Seamus, you would know that you are not in the Market District yet.
Okay, I still saw them duck down that alley from my vantage point, so hopefully, so yeah, I'm still gonna head kind of north here, I think.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Next up, this guy's running right this way. This guy is charmed and heard like a scream, and so like all of those things together, they are going to bounce and turn around and run this way. Do they get save on charmed person at the end of their turn or anything?
Sorry, I just breathed in. Mm-mm, mm-mm. If it fails the same though, or until If it's attacked by one of my companions. No, I think there's no save unless it's attacked.
That's a level 1 spell. There's got to be a break on it.
It does so with advantage, but I cancel out the advantage. If it saves, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or one of your companions does something harmful to it. Regards you as a friendly acquaintance when a spell. Yeah, there's no other save.
Wow.
Entangle's a strength check. Charm person's no save. Look at all these spells.
Jeez, Mario, you're finding all the hacks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very interesting because most times, charmed person is used in a role-playing setting or in a combat setting just to not get hit, and then they get hit immediately afterwards. And yeah,
Not in a chase, though.
exactly. An hour is a long time if every round is 6 seconds.
Mhm.
Captain goes back to the headquarters and just like, don't worry about it. Those guys are great.
There was a really weird voice that I just found incredibly endearing, and it told me to go away, and I did.
And then at
Especially
the
when
end of
somebody
the
else
hour, he
goes and,
goes, "Wait a minute."
Very
Somebody goes
thick
up and
accent.
slaps
Very,
them.
very. No, one of my companions has to harm it. If it's harmed by somebody else, it doesn't get to make another saving throw. Specifically, one of your companions harms it.
Okay.
It's wild for level 1.
It is.
I'm out here just throwing screams in different directions. Margot just tells him, leave. Okay.
Go away! Go away! In that thick Empire accent of hers.
Just a moment.
I just want that round of starting from Yaslin failing her stealth check to the point of Margot just saying, leave.
Mhm.
Oh,
Right. And case in point, charm person is not you. They listen to everything you say. You're a friend.
No, it's not. They're just friendly.
Yep. Yep. But with
So it's
everything that
open
just
to
happened,
interpretation.
yeah, it is open to interpretation. But with everything else you did to this poor bastard, that scream and the distracting monkey and everything else, and you guys disappearing, they're thinking, shit, maybe they used a short range teleport, got behind me and harmed someone, and a citizen who's looking the other way that I can't see that direction, they're pointing it out, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go do that.
Where is the monkey?
Currently clinging to this soldier's leg, ineffectively.
I 100% regret my statement of Yaslin buying that bag was a dumb idea. I take everything back that I said on that.
I'm just gonna take my bow.
Which nobody sees except for you two companions.
Thank you.
Okay. So that was that. This guy gonna start running forward. We're still looking. Perception check. All things considered, they're moving quickly, and you're super stealthed. Disadvantage. No, they don't got nothing. Okay, this person is gonna chase after. Okay. Top of the round. Seamus versus Margot. Margot, are odds or evens?
Evens.
Okay, your turn. Give me the rolls. 2d6. Give me a d12 and a d100 plus 40. Okay, 97 feet away at your 11 o'clock, there are 5 new soldiers. Actually, I'm going to drop these guys. Let me see. 97. I'll put them at. Okay, essentially they all pour out of this alleyway.
Below Seamus.
And while I
Oh
don't have the
gosh.
right image, Seamus, you see these guys coming out, Archers.
Sounds good.
He's just that.
Okay.
I'll threaten him back.
Oh my, Midjourney's having a hard time with archers. Some of these are like, there's like 3 arms holding the bow in the wrong direction.
Journey's been weird with arms today. So overall, I've tried.
Journey's having a
Not doing
moment.
it so good. Mhm.
Okay. Pick. All right. Starting up at the top. Who is this? Okay, this guy argues he's not sure where to go. He's going to go over here because he hears some of his companions going that way, I guess. Okay. Next up, one of these ones. They don't see anything. They're going to. Is he here? What do they say? Okay, so we've got alleys about like this. These guys, for the moment, they're going to start running this way, bows drawn, as they see a captain like coming around the corner, like looking intently. Yeah. This guy's confused. He's gonna keep going this way. Sees this other guy. They're gonna start talking. Perception check, disadvantage. Oh, he got a nat 20, but that's a 13. Dro, your go while I try to get some archers in here.
I just gamble on. Shadow step. God, it's gonna kick you guys out of past that face, so.
Do it. I'll sprint up after. Just do it.
Don't worry, I'll fight them. I'm just
You're
kidding.
the one who's wanted as well. Like, you are the reason we're being chased. So.
He just looks like somebody from the Empire, though.
He does look like my brother right now. I forgot that. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. That should probably get dropped here real soon.
Change disguise.
How would that work actually, Morgan? In the middle of this. Because right now
This
I have
guy's self, you have it as a free action, so you'd have to bend your action to change your appearance.
so I could switch from one to another though.
Yeah, you can do it at will.
I am going to last they saw the white-haired male. I'll shadow step, and the moment I appear, I swap. Well, I'll look at Margot. Let me rephrase this. I will look at Margot. I'm changing my appearance. Look ahead. Shadow step, so I disappear. Oh my god, please. Oh. There. And then I really should have thought this out. What do I look like? I want Dro hates this. Dro's going to appear the same bright colors that a normal citizen of Aurora's Rest would wear. So all the purple is gone, all of the black is gone, and he is going to look like a standard human with brown hair, long brown hair down to the shoulders, and tannish skin from what they could see based off the clothing he's wearing. He's just wearing more of a merchant attire. Dro's going to turn and look at Margot, like eye to eye, to let her know that this is him.
Okay, sounds good. You are with that placement with where you're currently at. That would be like clutching onto the side of a building, Spider-Man style.
Nope.
I'm a normal merchant.
Just, if I can, I gotta remember.
If you're over here, that's in the alleyway.
Okay. And I'm gonna take. I have my movement still. I can still see view of Margot, correct?
That is correct.
I'm gonna take a couple steps up and just kind of look back at her, but blend in with the crowd in hopes that most of the crowd here is still there.
Okay.
And try to blend in with the crowd, using his stealth to fit in more.
Mm-hmm. Well, bollocks. One of my things is updating. I can't make tokens for my archers right now, but I can still change their base appearance. Okay, so that's it for Dro. He pops and changes things. Okay. Warden, you are up.
Great night for a leisurely stroll, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. And then gotta redo my stealth check, yeah?
Please.
Okay, am I still at disadvantage?
Yes, because the speed you were moving.
Okay. Uh-oh. This time we're at 21.
So low. How dare you?
I know, we go from 34 to 21. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Gotcha. Alright, next up. Yaslin.
My foundry is reloading because it froze.
Because it froze.
I'd have 80 feet of movement this round. Do not pick me up. Get to Dro.
Gotcha! We zoom in.
You have like 100 feet
Maps.
of movement, don't you?
Loading in.
Yaslin does now, yeah.
God, Yaslin could really just zoom if she she wanted to.
Yaslin has the zoomies.
When does she not though?
My girlfriend has a Great Dane puppy who is barely over 1 year old. And it is so funny to watch this massive creature have zoomies. Especially, like, I take her out into my yard and she just does donuts. And I've literally seen her, like, run into my room, like, jump and, like, put all 4 of her paws on the side of my bed. And, like, my bed's a purple, like, one which has, like, all that, like, space gel. And so she, like, rebounds off of it. Like, she just jumped against a rubber wall and then zooms in the other direction.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
is
so
hilarious.
I guess I'm action dashing all the way up to Drow.
Okay, does Yaslin know what Dro looks like right now?
No, so she's really just running in a direction.
Margot's pointing in the direction she's supposed to
Yeah,
run. This way. This way.
Margot pointed in a direction and she's going in that direction.
Okay.
She can't get any further up past them either, so.
Luckily, there are no. Let's see here.
Ooh.
Luckily, there are no soldiers within view to see Margot point, which would have been basically a dead giveaway. But nobody
He's
has
there!
line of sight on that.
There, sir! He's there!
Okay. Coordinates Yaslin, Margot.
I'm action dashing all the way up next to the Dro. Because I have 80 feet of movement with Longstrider.
Okay.
And that is all I can do on my turn because I'm out of sorcery points.
Okay, and Dro, you still have Pass Without Trace up, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Twilight Watch Captain. How far away are they? They are still within 10 feet, just barely. Okay, continue your movement. Thank you. This person. They're gonna go over here and start arguing with this guy. Seamus.
I'm gonna fly up onto this roof. How far would I need to go to get onto?
Say that again? Couldn't quite hear you.
I was gonna fly up onto the roof right next to me here, onto the top of this building.
Sure.
But I'm curious how hard that is.
That particular part, it's about, if you're 10 feet up, you have to drop a little bit, and then you're on it.
I'm 30 feet up.
Yeah.
So
So you're good. So you'd be, if you're perching on it, you would be 20 feet.
got it. I'm gonna drop my concentration as a swarm of bats.
Okay. So the bats rematerialize into a cohesive unit that is Seamus crouching on the top of the roof.
Let's. And then right over here. But I'm going to cast Silent Image, and as I do, the ground in the middle of the street here is going to like slowly look like it's crumbling away into a dark pit that's opening up in the middle of the road, and as it does, these mud golems are going to start to crawl out of the hole in the middle of the street, and hopefully some people are going to notice and start screaming and such.
Okay, what's the... What?
That's 60 feet of range. If I need to use a sorcery point, I can distance cast it.
No, the question is, what's the radius of the spell?
15-foot cube.
Okay, that was weird. Okay. And where are you casting it? Right up there in the center?
Yeah, in that little block.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. In silent image, so it's just the visual of like the hole opening up. And did you say gnolls?
Like golems, like some kind of mud golem or something that
Got
would
it.
scare people. It looks like the earth is opening up and then some kind of earth creature is crawling out.
Okay, awesome. You hear more immediate screams from the people around you. Everybody starts screaming, pointing, running away directly opposite of that. The archers, as you do that, they all like take notice and they begin to raise their bows. We'll see if any of them actually pay attention. Oh, I didn't add them to the combat. No, I did add them to combat, but then I actually switched out their tokens. So, reroll. Okay. So with that, I'll say this guy, he just ran up. And then this guy also ran because he didn't have anything to focus on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That dude already went. Okay, so there's one more guy. But we'll just kind of treat it like that. I'm going to swap the positions of these guys. Okay, and stealth check.
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action hide up on the roof here.
Okay, sounds good there. This guy over here, minor illusion. What's the save on it?
It's silent image.
Oh, silent image. Sorry, wrong one.
Yeah, no worries. It says they can use their action. No, I can use my action to cause it to move. Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion. Or a creature can use its action to examine the image to determine if it's illusion on a successful intelligence check against my spell, which is 17.
Okay, sounds good. All right, this guy up here, he is within 30 feet. He's going to move up, and he's going to take out his sword and swing it down at the mud golem, and like he's doing it as a hard hit, and does so, and like kind of like almost loses his balance. Just, oh, an illusion! Get the Sky Seekers! And like kind of yells at everybody else. And turns around, looks at all the archers in front of him. Look for someone! Someone's casting nearby! Okay. This guy over here is going to come up and look around, and the captain is going to use their... Oh, come on now. Going to use their leadership ability, and essentially I'm going to give them the concentration icon, and is going to call out, keep your eyes peeled, nothing gets past you, you've done your training, don't let them fool you. And anything within, any non-hostile creature within 30 feet of him can basically add a D4 against the saving throw. That is his leadership ability. And he's going to use his turn to do that as his action. And I'm going to make an investigation check on him real quick. He's trying to make quick judgments. No, he's sitting there. He's really not sure what's going on. He's going to sit around for a moment, kind of like watch his people to see if any of them catch wind of something that they should start following. So he's going to remain still for this moment. Okay, this person over here, they're going to go for a perception check as they just take a minute to look around. Damn. Okay, Seamus, you got a 22 on yours.
That's right.
Ties on ability checks mean that there is no change in the status quo. Seamus was hidden, he remains hidden.
Nice.
Okay, so just barely, just that guy's looking around, just kind of like wandering back and forth a little bit. Not really sure what to do next.
Is it dim light out? It's night, right?
It's beginning to be dawn. You guys are about in your like the last 60 to 45 minutes worth of dawn. So like the sky is starting to brighten and gain some sunrise colors. But it's still dark enough that everything is currently dim light.
But I'm gonna just roll again because I have advantage on stealth checks and dim light. So that's a 30.
Seamus, you hide and you look down at your own hands. You can't see them.
Oh, where did I go?
Okay. Super hidden. Next up, this guy. He's gonna stop and like now that like he's made it to the other side and there's like an alley over here and whatnot, he's gonna stop and try to figure out where everybody's gone. He's gonna actually take his full turn to do this. He's not sure. He's gonna make a guess. He's got kind of 4 directions to go in. 1, 2, 3. He's gonna run over here, essentially run into this dude again. And like over here, this side is just kind of like pure chaos. They do not know what's going on. Our special little man, he's just gonna keep running and kind of catch up with his friends. Okay. This time for reinforcements, Seamus, let's get the rolls from you.
Can you tell me what I roll again? It's a D6 to start, I think, or a D8?
2d6 and d12 and 100 plus 30, I'll say, as things start to get more intense and people are trying to hone in, the distance in which they're showing up is less and less.
Eight, 5, and 72.
Okay. You know what? I'm just realizing how ridiculous 2d6 is. Give me 2d4 instead. The numbers haven't been that ridiculous so far, but suddenly having 8 new enemies on the map that I have to run. Let's go with 7.
Oh gosh.
Okay. And so about
5 o'clock? Yeah.
5 o'clock. Some basic soldiers. Oh boy. That captain that was leaning against the wall, he had like a whole contingent that was inside waiting for the time to strike.
Oh gosh, apparently.
And now is that time.
We're at the top of a round. Now a good break time.
Now is a great break time. Okay, and basically, most people know that there's funny business going on, and so they are just going to be looking around trying to find somebody. That is a natural 20. Warden, what is your current stealth roll?
$21.
21, and we upped that as of your last turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, what to do with that?
Is that with Pass Without a Trace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an 11, then the plus 10.
Okay.
Not a great one, but oh well.
Well, honestly, based on the curvature of this, nope. This guy got a natural 20 as he's moving around, but none of you are in line of sight. It's a natural 20 that doesn't mean anything. Just because you got a perfect vision on it doesn't mean you can see through buildings. I will say with that, he points up. He says, "Captain!" And he points up to the rooftop where Seamus first landed. And there's some displaced snow that he points up. Seamus also got a natural 20, and it was higher. So he's not spotting Seamus, but he does spot a clue.
I did get a natural 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that Seamus's natural 20 was higher, so he can't see you, but he can see where you first perched on the roof.
Word.
And everybody's eyes start to flick upwards as they start to scan up there, and that'll be his turn. I think that guy... Oh, no, never mind. My 20s today are being ridiculous. Group that is currently passed without a trace, what is your current stealth rolls?
Did we roll those yet?
Mine was a. I don't think we rolled for this round.
Go ahead and do so.
Oh no, not the natural 20. Lost.
Mm-hmm.
35.
Nice.
I rolled a 17 and an 18 on the die.
Plus you're disguised.
Yeah.
You're a blurred disguised merchant. That's nobody wants to buy from you because they don't even know you exist. Okay. Jeez. Okay. I was planning on starting to let you guys go. And then I rolled 2 natural 20s in a row to try to track you down. This guy blows a whistle and points in the direction as he sees Margot and Yaslin, 2 people obscured by magic, but they're able to perceive through it. They recognize the telltale signs of like all Pass Without a Trace can kind of obscure things, and they point out, blow a whistle, and everybody within the vicinity starts to track the direction, so they know your general direction again, and you start to see everybody begin to move. Okay, this guy's not going to bother with his perception. He's just running towards you. Basically, same with everybody else. These guys are hearing a whistle, going by. Perception disadvantage here. Yep, not surprising. They're just move in this way. I'm gonna say these guys do fall off. They're so far out of it, they don't know what's going on through the chaos and the sounds of the city's reverberating sound. They don't know which direction to be going right now. Okay. Ooh, interesting. This person is going to stow their bow and run up and use half their movement to essentially like wall climb and like get up to the corner of the rooftop where Seamus was previously, and that is their dash. They are now on top of the roof. These guys, I'm going to take off board as well. Road, you are up.
Run.
Go, because we're right behind you, hopefully.
Also, Dro, I'll say this, and this is a little metagamey for a lot of you. Just, Dro, this wall here, there are several entrances that lead out to the market district. From this big-ass building here, and then like this kind of like slight zigzag in the corner, that's music. Yeah, that's Music Avenue. As there's an entrance up there, and it kind of zigzags and kind of curves around. Market Avenue is huge. It's even bigger. Actually, it's about the same size as Old Town. It's a little more condensed. Old Town is a little more spread out. But essentially, you've got an area that's this big, off to the side below that wall, and then also, okay, so let me do this a little better. Okay, so like that little My Hero Academia hairstyle area and down for quite a bit, that's Market Avenue, or that's the Market District. And then you have Music Avenue above that, and that kind of cuts off around here. And then above that, you have the second largest area in the entire city is Festival Plaza. And that's up here through this giant grand gateway, which you know by rumor, not really by experience, that each one of these pillars on this archway could essentially be its own kind of skyscraper. And there are levels of party rooms leading all the way up the legs of this archway. And that's where you start to get into like the really big fun areas. This is like a massive like concert hall on the Music Avenue portion. And so those are kind of like the three entryways out, just to give a little bit more context. Further off the map, off to this side, that's where you start to get into the Grand Athenaeum and the Wizard Towers. And then up here, and again, it's a little ways off the map here, but kind of Old Town snuggles up against some of the lowest mountains, and that's where you guys climbed up to get to the Temple of Gentle Lights. So Dro, with your party's current trajectory, the Market Avenue is getting further and further away.
Yeah.
Just run.
Don't know where.
Make a history check.
Oh wow, that's a 19. I think it's +1. 30, 20.
30-20. You and some of your old friends and temple goers, you guys definitely snuck into Festival Plaza a couple times. Never really been able to get into like anything like big or exclusive or shiny, but you've been there, even though you're really not supposed to be. But the kind of sneaky little street rats that you were, you made it work.
And that was up this way.
There's what's that?
That was like up this way towards these pillars.
Yeah, that's through that archway. The security is very tight on the party levels of that archway. Never been able to get in there. But through there, security's a little tight. You've been able to blend in with the crowd once or twice before. Several times you've been caught and like kicked back out and be like, get out of here, kid. You know better. And so there is that way. You'd have to kind of jerk and veer a little bit to a hard left. But some of the shady places that you've hidden out before are in the music app.
Which is more left, right? Over here.
Yep. It's this basically like what you see, this like grand like gold and green building. That's a massive concert hall with multiple levels to it. This bit right here is essentially like a tunnel that is several street lengths wide that runs directly underneath the concert hall. And a lot of people who can't afford good music or can't afford to go to the big shows, they like to come and hang out there because the reverberations come down. They can hear like echoes of the music and it's still lovely.
Okay. Look at Margot. The large building off to the left. Head there.
So say it in my head, Seamus, as soon as he's saying that. Large building to the left, head there.
And I don't know if this is gonna work. Can I? Well, first off, these streets. I'm sorry, I keep asking you. What does this look like? I know we've got this. I know we've
Sure,
got,
so
yeah.
we're looking at right about there, I think. It comes over. And that's possible. I said something different a minute ago, but this is how I'm currently interpreting it. It's kind of what you have immediately.
Okay.
And like, these are the kind of more major roads, but every one of these buildings has space between it so that people can get to it and from it.
So there's a pathway to the left here. Joe's gonna step into this path. These guys here don't actually, they just know our general direction, right? They haven't seen us.
They saw me and Yasmin.
Yeah, one of them saw you.
Okay.
And let's see, yeah, I'm gonna this is tricky. Because the one guy saw you clearly, called out that you were using magic to conceal yourselves. They know what to look for, so they're being more mindful of it. I mean, these guys are basically like foot soldiers of the Twilight Watch. They've got a +0 on their perception, so I am, now that they've been informed properly and in the right direction, I am going to give them advantage on their looks. I'll do that next time because they spent their whole turn sprinting.
Let me make sure I read this right, because either way, I'm gonna step into, if I can actually move my token, into this alleyway where I'm out of view for a moment, and then in this general area within a 5-foot cube is just all of a sudden footprints in every direction with minor illusion.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I would have used how much movement? 5. Oh. I can go 40. Yeah, I can cross this road without being spotted immediately.
Okay.
So my remaining cut through the alley, if this is the alley, and turn and look back at Margot and just point, not say a word, just point the direction, and then you watch me bamf 60 more feet crossing the main road into the nearest alley, hoping and praying that those footprints are going to throw them off. And they're in every single direction, almost like they split, like a group split.
Okay. As you bamf away, your pass without a trace disappears with you,
Yes.
and Yaslin and Margot are visible to the guards that were rushing in that direction. And making stealth checks while dashing is no longer an option. Okay. Next up, it's one of the archers. They're gonna run this way because they had. I'm just gonna go back to 30 feet. If I do that, how far is that? 110. What's my range? Wow. Okay. Nope. I'm going to say they keep running because they don't have line of sight quite yet. Okay. Warden. We've got a couple of guys that are just not paying attention to you.
Yes, this is the perfect time to shoot them all in the face. No. I'm going to go ahead
Just walk
and...
up behind them and coup de grace.
That's what we think about pigs around here. I'm thinking I'll just step into an alleyway, just slightly sidestep to let them keep running, but using as little movement as possible, because the goal here is to just basically return to using advantage on my stealth checks, and if that means that I can't step into an alleyway and I just kind of have to stand there, then I'll do that instead.
No,
But
it just
I
means you
will
can't.
stealth.
Just means you can't dash. In this case.
Oh yeah, I haven't been dashing anyways.
Mhm.
Coolio, so I'll just step
Okay,
into
go ahead
an
and
alley.
take the time spent to get advantage. Well, actually, you get advantage because of your chameleon carapace,
Correct.
anyways. And there's no when I read it, there wasn't any circumstances placed on that.
Correct.
So anytime you try for a stealth check, which I'm letting you guys do stealth check without your action because of pass without a trace.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I've not been using my actions on my turns because as of right now they're unnecessary. So I will go ahead and just see what happens from here. Okay, 25 is the
25.
next stealth check.
Okay.
And we'll just go ahead and end the turn right there.
Mm-hmm. This is getting into an awkward spot where you guys hired a bodyguard, told him to go to a place, and
Oh, he'll get there. You guys won't. You
yeah,
guys are going somewhere else. But
That's
nobody
the-
wants to talk to him in his own mind because instead they just want to yell, "Jump out the window!" and say nothing else.
I have to see you to set up the link. I
I
don't,
don't
see
know where
you.
he is.
But
I don't know where you are.
walking around the market going like, all right, so which one of you is looking to hire me? Because I think the other guys are in prison, probably executed by now.
Just follow the running
Or I got-
guards.
Well, the worst thing is the last time I did a perception check, I saw that was still when you were heading in the direction of the market, from what I could see of your movement. So I get a little side adventure.
Yeah, and you didn't have line of sight when in the most recent time when Dro dropped
Nope.
had a trace on Yaslin and Margot.
Everyone is 100% definitely heading to the market. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh boy. Okay. So now it's Yaslin's turn.
Okay, she.
Don't even pick me up. Just go. I have 80
Oh.
feet. Just go.
I saw him here, and then I did see him turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So she's just gonna do that then. Kind of like 100 feet. Oh, but I don't want to be out in.
Well, can you get all the way across to the opposite alley?
No, that's too far. I only have 100,
Um,
so I might just go. I might just go. I don't want to go right to the street edge though.
Okay.
So we'll just go to here.
Okay, you kind of run up and like kind of stop and like wait to like peer around the corner or something.
Yeah.
All right, Margot.
How wide are these streets?
That one that's heading to the north and south, that one's about 15, 20 feet wide. The one that you're about to cut into an alley, it's about 8 feet wide. It's a little bit more narrow.
So, we know they're chasing Dro. And they're chasing us because they assume we're running with him, right?
Therefore, Margot abandons Dro.
I'm just thinking,
Cold-hearted
like,
killer comes
if,
out.
if their goal is Dro,
Calculated
Would
decision here. I
forget,
party.
would they, like, ignore, like, would they really care about one of us if they're looking for him in particular?
There's 2 guards on your ass. They're
Uh-huh.
focused on you. That is for sure.
Okay. Okay. I'm just reading this spell to see what I can get away with.
What can I get away with?
Said every magic caster in their own mind ever.
What can I get away with?
Okay. So I have to be in the area when I cast it. They're not taking effect. Damn it. Okay. I don't want to kill everyone, but I kind of want to do something.
Fireball.
How
to the
weak do
innocent
these
police
guards look?
officers. They're covered in decent armor. Like they seem well outfitted. Like, and honestly, like this makes them look a little fancier than they actually are. Like it's nice, but it's mass produced for sure.
Okay. I don't want to do this because it's a higher spell slot. I'll do it anyways. Let's fuck it. Let's do another entangle, I guess.
Okay.
Whoa, what's happening? Come on.
No. No fucking way.
Snake eyes.
What the fuck is happening here?
Oh my gosh!
I believe you're getting entangled.
Margot,
I believe the vines are winning.
describe your emotional state right now. What's going on with Margot in this moment as things are escalating and you're suddenly fleeing with your friends?
She's pretty fucking pissed. She's not a runner. She doesn't do a lot of cardio. This is a lot.
To be
She just wanted
traversed without
drinks.
my own power.
Yeah, she just wanted drinks at the only bar that had Empire liquor, and this is fucking bullshit. And she's kind of liking this, eldritch tree magic that's been working pretty well in her favor tonight.
Okay. How many sorcery points do you have left?
I am completely out of sorcery points.
How many warlock spell slots do you have left?
1.
It also burns away as you cast this. But in this heightened emotional state, instead of entangle, cast Wall of Thorns.
Oh.
As the feeling of kind of like, oh fuck! And the entanglement goes a little bit out of control, takes a little bit more of the energy than you were anticipating for it to do, and the vines snap out to different areas of the buildings and kind of root in and block the path off completely. So I'm
That's
expecting to use-
78.
That's not a fun spell to be caught in, because I was when we fought your little tree.
Oh yeah, you were.
That hurt.
Should I just roll the
Mhm.
78 of damage for the guards?
Yeah. So they both have to make dexterity saving throws.
saving throws. That's really good damage too.
Yep.
You're saving.
Okay. This is normal. And
Don't worry, Barbs.
normal.
I'm Silvery Barb's in the first one. Cause fuck him.
Okay. 60 feet is the range.
Yep.
You got it.
It was my whole mindset when I had this.
There you go. Okay. Guy on the left takes 17. Guy on the right takes 34. You hear some. Oh, I did only did 31. You hear screams as like your vision is blocked off by your own spell, and you don't really know what's happening, but you hear screams and you feel Locke getting a little bit. You hear a slight, like drinking after being parched, as an extension of him through the magic laps up a little bit of blood. Wall like bites into them and like gets at their neck and their in between their shoulder pads, in between the joints of the armor, and they pull away and rip away and like kind of slice themselves. And there's dripping. There's a couple of dents inside of the armor from the guy that actually just biffed it straight into something harder. And the blood on the wall. A very vague humanoid shape from all the little pieces that got pierced and the shapes disappear, and the blood is gone.
Good.
That's what you get for rolling
We saw that.
2 natural ones at the same time.
And I still have my 40 feet of movement. Here we go.
Okay.
Just walks.
I imagine her eyes are still glowing as she's running up behind Gasly.
Just like, oh shit!
A hell of a turn. 3 spell slots later.
3 spell slots later, and here we are.
Yep, but you just
Fucked him up. That whole
kind of,
area is
kinda
blocked
changed.
now.
Yeah, and
yeah,
they,
the whole area is blocked.
they yelled that way too, so everyone's funneling that way.
Mhm. Okay. This archer, he just hears screams and just kind of comes around the corner in time to hear the other ones like, "Stop! Go around! Find another way!" And kind of stops. Looks around and looks like, "Oh, son of a bitch." Basically turns back right around and like goes back to where he was and he's heading like this direction. Okay, a couple of these guys are gonna come over here and just like help to pull the guys out of the thorns. Seamus, your go.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna walk up the side of this wall.
Okay, and
Um,
your mud creatures in the ground disappear.
Yeah, and then I'm going to grab the sides of my cloak,
Mhm.
fly out over the top of this area here.
And Seamus, at about 80 feet up, you can see bright light breaking against the tops of the towers as the sun is beginning to rise. It kind of does that tilting, bright shift. Just so you're right.
Sounds good. I will just kind of coast over to the other side of the buildings here and land on top of the buildings then.
Okay, what's your
Uh,
movement speed with all this?
I have 40 feet fly, 35 feet walking, and I can bonus action dash over there to
Okay,
get me
yeah, with
at
a-
least 75 feet.
Yeah, with bonus action dash, you're good because you had to use your action for the spell. Okay. This guy who's just done nothing but run around and has not been helpful at all. He's going to kind of see, come up, see this, see everything happening. And with the pointing in the directions, he's going to run up the street this way. Okay, this guy's going to run this way. The captain is going to start moving as well. This guy's going to come over here and help the other guy get out. This guy is moving forward. He's going to come up here. I'm going to give them a quick perception check as they're looking around. Ooh, baby. I'm going to turn and look at Yaslin. Yep. Stop right there! And he's going to, like, try to shoot you in the foot. to kind of hamstring you, or like lower your speed a little bit. Okay. What? 1 sec. I gotta find a thing here. Something didn't port over properly to Foundry. Okay, gotcha. So they're gonna attack you with their longbow. That'll be 21 to hit. Does 21 hit you? Yes.
Yeah, that hits me.
Okay. And they are going to use their bonus action for their Archer's Eye ability to add a D10 to the roll, to the damage roll. So that's going to be 6, so that's plus 6 here. Wait, what?
What just happened? Or does that math look weird?
Yeah, that math looks super weird. Oh, okay. That's weird. I rolled it, it did the D6, or it did a 6 on the D10, and then when I rolled the damage, it went above. Oh, I guess because it was still waiting for me to finish that prompt. Okay, so Yaslin, you take 16 points of damage in your left foot as the arrow goes and like pierces through. You feel a couple of your like foot bones crack as the arrow goes through, and like you feel yourself get kind of tethered into the ground right there. That was a good hit. I'm gonna say you are gonna lose about 10 feet worth of movement speed
Gotcha, girl.
at the moment.
You are going to lose your shit, is what you're going to do.
That
You
is
dare.
also true.
Okay.
All right, and you hear like whistling. You hear them call out and the whistle. One of them's over here. All right, next up, this guy is gonna go this way. Okay, and lastly, this dude's gonna continue running around the things. He's gonna come around the corner of the thing. What the hell is that? As he sees like the wall of thorns. Okay. Top of the round. I don't have a good dude for this. Okay, so I'm just going to use this. Dro, back to you. All I need you to do is roll the D100 plus 30 and the D12 for direction.
And then what was the other one?
Just the D12 for direction. Oh, that's not good for you.
No.
Let me see, where is that? 70 feet, basically to your left, which is the direction you're going. Dro, as you like shadow step and then like start running a little bit, you see somebody in instead of like the white armor with silver filigree, you see like a slightly tinged blue with filigree. And they're walking down. That's just a shadow icon for the moment. Um, and this person has a very different vibe to them. This is not a foot soldier. Dro, give me a quick history check to see if you recognize this type of patterning.
No, I don't. That's a 2.
That's 2. You don't know this uniform. But this is different than everything else you've seen so far. Okay, I'm going to put them into the combat. This is getting interesting. If you guys escape properly, that's such an easier thing for me to deal with. If you guys end up in jail, I have to deal with that in more complicated ways.
Listen, I don't think I can legally kill these guards.
I don't think you can legally kill anyone, which is part of the issue here.
Listen, self-defense is a thing.
Okay.
Just run. That is our mantra. Just run.
I've literally been shot in the foot. Don't know what you want me to do.
Good thing you got 10 extra feet of movement to eat up.
Okay. This guy hearing the call is gonna run over. This guy's running. This guy's gonna. I'm gonna use the same wall of thorns. Furthermore, the creature enters the wall or ends their turn there. They must make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, so this is really just flavor wise for what they're dealing with. This guy's gonna pull himself out of there, but he's doing it at advantage. Not well. That guy's staying there. That's an 11. Jeez, that's pretty bad. And it's 6. Nope, should have been a dexterity saving throw. Sorry, I'm going to delete both of those. Because they both rolled natural 1s, they're stuck a little bit.
Is that another 7d6?
If he fails this, yeah. Holy shit, yeah, it is. That was way worse. That should have been so much better for him.
78.
78, yeah, go ahead and 78 that.
Oh my god, that's a lot of 8s.
He is essentially, he's struggling, his buddy's like pulling on him, and like they move, and there's like a couple of lacerations that are deep. Like one is like kind of like there's a thorn stuck in his throat, and like something passes underneath, and like there's a spray underneath this armpit. And like he is like basically passes out. And he is like, and you start to hear a lot more screams. Medic! We need help over here!
Margot might accidentally kill a guard.
And once again,
Oh?
that's that spray of blood against the wall. Okay, next dude. He's getting help too. Okay, he's probably gonna be fine. Yeah, for a
my
15.
spell DC is 17. I don't know if you're counting it.
I'm not counting it for this time. It's really they tripped and got extra tangled. So since it's not actually entangle, they don't have to beat your spell DC. They just have to like get themselves out of it. And this guy and his buddy, they do manage to get out of it. Okay. Next guy over here. Over. I think these are our two idiots that got caught in the first entangle spell.
Took them long enough.
I know they're so useless. Okay, this archer. Let's see here. I'm gonna say no, they don't have vision on Yaslin because Yaslin, you're hugged up against the left
Yeah.
wall. They can't
I
see you
intentionally
yet.
didn't go right.
Yeah, they're 10 feet before they would be able to see you.
Okay, good to know. I'm just.
Okay, Dro, you've got this new figure stepping towards you.
This might be really stupid. If you let me, I have a skill that manipulates fog. Can I flavor it to be snow?
You could flavor it to be like a cold mist.
I use my channel divinity for marine layer. So
Okay.
within, let's see if I can hold on. There's a lot to this. Centered on me is 20 feet in all directions. Fog that moves with me. Anybody within 5 feet of me is lightly obscured, but beyond that, if they are in it, they are completely blinded. It creeps around corners, and it ends only when I choose for it to end. So the hope is, Dro, seeing Yaslin get shot, he takes a step forward, and within 20 feet, the entire area is covered in mist, snow, fog. And he keeps far enough away to where they're not lightly obscured. They are completely. But that means, too, anybody that looks in cannot see it.
Okay. Nice.
And I think, to be fair, I don't think he would know he did that. Because I don't think he's ever used this intentionally. I think just
He has
in panic.
Okay.
And it's not concentration.
Okay, does that take an action or anything though?
It is my action, yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, what are you doing? Bonus action movement, anything?
Does the edge reach these two? Or does it fill this whole street?
That would reach them. They are blinded in the fog. Because it's 20 feet away from you, right?
Around me. So
Yep, so that means you're the center point and it's a 20-foot radius away around from you. So I think that works.
anybody that enters will be completely obscured. He's gonna stay here. He's got to keep their vision blocked.
Okay.
But he is concerned about the figure. He is unaware of what they are.
Mm-mm.
And we'll see what happens.
Okay. This guy's up next. He's gonna run over and start helping this out as well because this dude's in such a bad state. Warden.
At this point, I hear some screaming coming from a little ways away from me, which Warden's immediately gonna go, oh, that's not good. Not really any of my business, though. And he's going to go ahead and do what he does best. Stealth check. 28.
Okay, 28. Nice.
Don't worry, I am thinking about moving soon. I'm not gonna just hide in a corner all the way.
Okay. Next up is Yaslin with an arrow in your foot, and suddenly there's this wall of fog that kind of pours out from around the area that you saw Dro and just kind of blocks off the 5-10 feet in front of you, and like the alleyway that you're in is kind of walled off by fog. Suddenly, you're not sure what it is. What's going on?
Looking back real quick, was there a route up?
You got walls you can climb, because you got walls on like either side. 'Cause
I do have the ability to climb walls.
Mhm.
I
An
look
arrow
back
in your foot. I don't know. Is that extra grip, like an extra claw coming out of the bottom of your foot?
I look back at Margot.
Run.
Going up.
Enjoy? I can't go up there. Just go.
Okay. Figure
You
it
are
out.
very
if something
distracting.
bad
You draw
happens,
attention.
we'll
You're
drop
bright
back
red.
down.
Go.
I'm not bright. How tall is the building that she's next to? Like she's on.
About the same height as the one Seamus was climbing on earlier, so about 20 feet to the rooftop.
Okay, she's going to climb on top of the roof of building here. So the north building, I guess, in this map. And she has 40 feet of movement, so, and a climb speed, so she'll be able to get to the top, and then she's gonna go 20 feet that way, I guess. Yeah? Up 20 feet. North 20 feet.
Okay, that works.
And then does she see a drop anywhere?
Yeah, about yeah, so kind of like from here to there, about 25 feet over, there's the next drop down into the next alley as you run along essentially what is 2 rooftops.
Okay, she's gonna just use her action to slide down onto the ground over here then. To dash, to have the movement to do that.
Okay.
She's a little further than I'd like to be, but you know. Sometimes you know
Okay.
what you gotta do.
Abandoning the sorcerer. I like it. Margot, it's your turn.
So, I can't see anything in
No.
this area. But I saw the alley Dro ran down.
Mhm.
Can I just... God, I don't have any. I have 1 spell slot left. I'm just going to... I guess I'm just gonna start running in the direction I think the other alley is, and hope to God I don't run into anybody, anything, anyone, and just
Straight
make it. Just straight line, beeline into a wall or something. I don't have anything else to do.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and and do a dash.
Oh, yeah.
And
Be something like survival or something that, because there's people in
Uh-huh.
this street for sure.
As soon as you get in 5 feet of Dro, it's lightly obscured.
yeah, you can suddenly see as soon as you
It's just like
get
bam.
into it. Margot, roll me.
Run between these two.
Just roll me percentage. This is pure chance of do you collide with the dude who ran into or shot Yaslin's foot. No. You don't. Like, you kind of saw where they were before. And so, like, as you dash through, you kind of, like, eke yourself to the side. You stop within 5 feet of Dro. You have to, like, and you have to, like, put your hands out, and, like, Dro, you feel her slam into you from your back, like, and so you, like, kind of, like, get pushed forward.
I see her immediately passes out of traces back on her.
Got it.
Could I have used the rest of my movement to keep moving?
I'm gonna say no in this case, just because, like, your momentum got interrupted by Dro's body, and you yes, but you lost 10 feet. How about that?
Could I use a reaction on her?
Well, I
Go
mean,
on.
10 feet would just put me on the other side of you, so that's kind of
Okay.
fine. I'm still within the 5 feet of you.
Yeah, but Dro knows what's
Other than
over there.
down
You
here.
don't.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't.
So if you would have went any farther,
No,
I would have asked if Dro could have pulled her back.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so-
what I was afraid
I'm
of.
staying right next to you.
Ignore the eye tentacle thing. But that's essentially like that. If it was a little bit more, no, that's about what it is.
Okay.
Not that Margot knows that. That's what Dro saw.
I don't think I have any more.
Okay.
Nope, that's
Uh,
it.
Next archer. They're going to. They're gonna start moving in the opposite direction, seeing like this odd obscurity. Actually, no, they're not. They're gonna get a higher vantage point. They're gonna use their movement speed to get up on top of the roof too. So this dude is 20 feet up. This dude is 20 feet up. Scooch him over here. I think I did something wrong with him before. Okay, this guy was using his turn to help that dude, so his turn's kind of already spent. Seamus, your go.
I am going to. Yeah, run over here. Hmm. I don't know if you saw that pattern.
I did. I think that'll work just fine.
Here, I think.
I think it was this one. Seamus, give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Why a disadvantage?
Just this is to see if you notice this dude down the alleyway, like as you're like jumping across the alleyway. Unless you have something that doesn't give you disadvantage.
I do not.
Okay. Nope. You're focused. You don't know there's a dude in the alleyway a little ways away from Margot and Dro. You don't
Okay.
even know where Margot and Dro are, but there is some odd new steam cloud going on.
I assume I saw these two guys climb up onto the roof, though, right?
Yeah, I think that part's fine. I definitely saw this guy. I'd say just because it's a natural one, you didn't see this guy come up behind you. Because this guy came up, like last turn, so you got that one just fine.
Gotcha.
Okay,
That was just my movement.
that was
Right.
just your movement.
Cast disguise self. Oh no, wait, no, I'm not, because that would end my
Illusion, or your
illusion.
invisibility.
No, I will. I'm pretty far away. I don't know. Maybe they can hit me still, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna cast, disguise self, and oh no, wait, maybe I'm not now. No, I'm not gonna do.
Just a case in point, and you would know this. They all are equipped with longbows, which have a very long shot.
Got it. Gonna bonus action dash then.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty. Anything else for your turn?
Let me just kind of math that out again. Yeah, that should be good. I've got 105 feet of movement.
Okay, sweet. Alright, this guy's gonna about face and start looking for a different direction to pursue. This guy's doing the same. The captain walks up, and Dro, you can hear as they kind of like get closer and closer and closer, you can hear them kind of muttering to themselves. Nope, never mind on that one. Okay, yep, he's just gonna run up and yell, "What's the situation?" and start talking with his people who are inside the mist, and he's just trying to gather information there. This guy's gonna come over here to help. This guy was facing Yaslin, suddenly blinded. He's going to rush into the alleyway and look for her. Going to make him do a survival check to track you. And let me see. Let's do it normal. That's a 16, and Yaslin, you are bleeding from your foot.
I am bleeding.
I think he's going to notice the blood trail up the wall, and he's going to start climbing. So I'm going to put him 10 feet up. He's not there yet. Okay. These guys. This guy's gonna go this way. The two stooges are just gonna keep doing their thing and running by. Okay. So what's the plan here, guys?
I don't know.
Keep running until we can't anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna stop and turn ourselves
Yeah, we're
in.
not gonna
to be
stop
sure.
and be like, hey, what's up,
Forget
buddy?
about it. It's too late.
Especially not Dro. We can't let Dro get taken because I'm not assuming that's going to be not good. Death
Mhm.
sentence not good.
Yaslin. Yaslin's fine. Don't worry about Yaslin.
Except for the part where Yaslin's on the roof.
She climbs
so
back
is
down.
this-
She used her action to dash and fly down the.
She
Oh,
did
so
it.
Yeah.
you're already in the other alleyway,
Yeah.
even with your 10 feet of reduced speed.
Yeah, she still has 80 total with her action dash, and she has a climb.
Okay.
speed.
Okay, gotcha. In that case, this guy's gonna run up and basically peer into the ring of mist. Run up there and, Captain, should I fire? You're gonna hear. Let me see, when does this guy get to turn? And he's gonna yell. He's gonna yell, Captain, should I fire? And the captain deals, troops, sound off! And you're gonna hear a little bit of a delay, but you're gonna say, here, someone! The captain's kind of gonna start the process of, like, reaching through and, like, trying to grab this guy and, like, kind of grab him and pull him out. He says, anybody else? No, just John. He already went. Fire with! And he's gonna kind of random blind shot into the mist. So I'm gonna target Dro with this, but this is gonna be at disadvantage because you can't see. Come on. What is it? That's a 15. Gotta do a check on something. Let's see. This guy has an ability called Archer's Eye, which allows him to roll a d10 onto the attack roll or the damage. But since it's heavily obscured and it's a guess, I'm gonna say nope, it doesn't work. He didn't really know where Dro was in the first place, so he's kind of doing best guess. Dro, you hear and like a bolt, an arrow shatters on the stone wall next to your head. No hit. He has one more attack, so he's going to try that one more time. Come on, there we go. Nope. This time not even close. He overadjusts and it kind of hits the wall. The corner closest to him doesn't even come close to you. Next guy, he's gonna run up. Oops, I overlapped them. Good. Okay. Our friends are able to help get the guy out of the Wall of Thorns. And all these guys here, I'm going to take them out of the combat. as they are essentially out of duty and they're just trying to keep their friends stabilized so they don't lose anybody on the hunt. So I'm going to move all of them. There we go. This guy, the other stooge, he's just going to keep running. I'm going to get rid of the stooges because they're not getting any closer. Next up is the archer in the mist. He gets pulled out thanks to the captain. He's going to do some blind firing in as well.
Kind of happy I moved on the other side of Dro now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that'll miss. Do that one more time. That'll hit. Dro and Margot, give me some rollies. I want a D10 from both of you. Okay. Yep, that will hit Dro. So damage coming from that one.
Question on that, and this is probably playing the roles. I'm lightly obscured, which means I have disadvantage on perception, but I also have deflect missiles, and I have missiles flying at me. Can I roll to see a disadvantage if I can clock the arrow before it hits me? If I've been hearing arrows being shot?
What's your passive perception?
16.
Yeah, give me a perception check at disadvantage. But it is
You-
possible.
normal
This was-
perception check. I'm doing restore balance. So that's not disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm so glad you did that. Because it was a 16 and a 10. First one was a 16 plus a 6, 22.
Okay, yeah, you catch it. Monk mode is you're hearing like you hear one coming straight forward for you and you like blind monk it and you have the arrow in your hand.
Okay. I just don't want to take that damage. I can't drop past without a trace.
Okay.
He's gonna pocket it.
Alright. Quickly just like shoves it in the bag somewhere. Alrighty. Dro, you're up.
Holding Margot's arm and walking with her. Do I know where this alley is off to the right when I ran in here to begin with? I'm guessing where Seamus went through. Oh wait, Seamus is on the roofs. Shit.
Seamus was on the rooftops, but yeah, I'd say there's kind of an alleyway like this. Probably one like that too.
Okay, I don't know how this is gonna work because what I want to do is walk Margot up to that alleyway, push her that way, and do a couple things.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Since Margot's friendly.
I'll sacrifice my movement on my turn if that's what it takes. to not
Yeah, I'm
do
thinking in this case that's fine. You guys can, and she's coming up right after this. It's all allies. for
Because
the
I
rest
have
of it.
40 feet of movement, so that'd be perfect. Well, I could only go there. And then you'd have to use some of your movement to push me the last 10 feet.
No, for you that's 30. For this would be 40 for you.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Okay, yeah. So Dro, you can get to here.
Oh God, what am I doing? So I push her out of view because I know this guy was this way.
Mhm.
I want to sidestep over. I want to cast footsteps going back towards the alley. If you let me make it look like, based off the arrows that hit, make it look like there's blood on it. Like it was hit, like I was hit. And then shadow step a little bit in front of Margot. It's a lot.
Okay, run that by me one more time.
Pushed Margot to the end of the alley without any warning. Just shoved her into the alley.
Fair.
Look down, because I'm not leaving tracks because Pass Without a Trace. Cast Minor Illusion to make it look like bloody footprints using the sound of arrows that just went off. That whoever was hit is hit and is bloody and was walking this way. The alley opposite of where we're going is where the footprints are heading. And then immediately, without taking a step, shadow stepping in front of Margot.
Okay, so essentially this way.
Where the footprints would be heading, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hope this guy...
Hey, why is my dude not in the combat? Oh, it's because I changed his token out, that's why. I'm gonna update that and make him go after all of you guys, so I'll put him at 14. Just because I made a mistake. Okay.
So that was a lot, but
Okay, where are you shadow stepping to?
somewhere if it lets me move. I am struggling. Right. Oh, also note, the moment both Margot and I are out of view, the fog disappears. So he can
Okay.
see the footprints.
Got it.
Basically, he's trying to make it look like he was hurt and it caused him to drop the fog.
Okay. All right. Okay, and Dro and Margot, give me stealth checks from Pass Without a Trace right now.
Disadvantage? Or advantage with the fog
Dis-
cloud from our movement? Or normal?
No, disadvantage because of the speed in which you're moving.
28.
Okay, 28 and 24. Got it. Okay, Warden, you are up next.
Alrighty, so I am going to go ahead and I'm gonna step out of the little alleyway since all of the guards ran past and they're all pretty occupied with you know, the giant thorn wall. And I'm just gonna
Yep. There's still a group that's still over here next to the thorn wall, but
35, 40,
they're not.
45,
They're busy.
55, 60. I'm gonna just dash back to this main road, since there's a road that goes. Ooh, I don't know if that shows up. Since there's a road that goes through here, and you said this leads to the market district, right? This half of the map. You're muted. You're still muted.
Dun dun! Yes, it's that whole wall is the entryway into the market district.
Cool. Since I know that is the place to go, I'm just gonna. Since I'm pretty sure at this point all the guards have gone in that direction, I'm just gonna casually walk down the street the other way. I'll go ahead and keep my stealth roll up, but I'm not too worried about it. I assume there's probably some stragglers checking out, like, oh, what were they doing in this room? Maybe there's evidence or something.
Yeah.
But I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah. Noah, go ahead and give yourself inspiration for playing your character and like, and in this instance, like not being involved.
Yeah.
He's
All I did
It's
was,
the
hey,
right
did you
way to
guys
go."
murder people? No, we can't talk about that. We need to go hide in our room and talk about how we're not allowed to talk about that stuff. Oh, that sounds shady. Oh, apparently they thought so too. Well, at least I'm loyal enough to money. Unfortunately, I already have inspiration.
Okay.
But it is much appreciated anyways.
Sounds good. Okay, Yaslin, we're up.
Oh, hey, look at that. Beautiful. What's that, a 37? Nat 20 for a total of 37 for my stealth roll.
It's
Ward's
not, for
having a
you, it's
really
not
easy
liquid,
night.
For you, it's not liquid courage; it's liquid stealth. Like just
Yes. I don't know, the more that I drink, it seems, the better I'm getting. So,
yes, that does seem to be the case. Okay, like everybody else is panicking on the other half of the map. And it's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you could whistle, I don't know if you can whistle with mandibles.
probably not, honestly. I think it'd just be more of clicking.
Mm-hmm.
Excited
Okay,
chirping.
Yaslin, you are heading north. Some of your party, the rest of your party's members are heading east or southeast.
Yeah.
You don't know any of that. You are kind of alone all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm like, I was told to go that way, but also, like, I'm
Didn't-
being chased?
Didn't Dro point to, when looking at Margot and pointed at the building when she was standing next to Yaslin?
I think Yaslin was a
Yeah,
little
we told you to go to the big building.
Yaslin was back here, though, and the both of you were, like, up here when that happened.
Yeah. I
And
think
then-
Yaslim was
and
Yeah,
then
but I
Margot-
pointed as you ran by and was like,
Margot
this
only
way.
pointed to me, and it's Yaslin, so you have to assume Yaslin's taking the bare minimum of, I need to go in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
She's not looking at the big building, she just knows that's the direction to go in, so... I mean, she's being chased. Like, looking out into the streets, does she see another alley up here somewhere? On this side?
Like
Because she knows
there.
she needs to go. She knows she needs to go in this direction, but
I'm sorry, I got some stuff up in my way. So let me see. This is where they're at, and not that Yaslin can see the stuff over here, but
yeah. But does she? So she sees this one right here, and she sees there's a road behind her. So
yeah.
cool. It's gonna. Play a little bit of Ring Around the Rosie.
Okay. She's gonna dash over to the right and gonna cycle around, come out on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. Margot, you are up.
So I sacrificed my movement
Mm-hmm.
to get here. I'm going to really bank on my charisma if it's needed in a minute. Gonna look at Dro and say, "Run!" And she uses her action to turn her glamour armor into the same armor as the guards, and just pull the cloak of protection over her hair as she like tries to pin her white hair back under the cloak's hood, but she's going to can't move, so I'm just gonna stand there kind of obscured. Hopefully nobody sees me, and if they do see me, they see me in the same armor as they're wearing.
So, point in case, you burned your normal movement, but you can use your action to dash still.
Okay.
Since we're essentially considering that your movement and Dro's movements were simultaneous, so it's still your turn. You essentially use your movement this turn still.
So I'm still gonna change the glamour armor because it's a bonus action to speak the command word to change your armor
Okay.
appearance. So I'm still gonna turn it into the same armor as the guards. And then I'm going to, I think what the alley goes this way? This way? Kind of? You just and that's I can get there. Okay. And then I'm going to use my action to dash there. And I'm still within 30 feet of Dro. Yeah, let's do that. I'm now wearing the same armor as the guards. Did not like the
You're
weird
muted.
on that. He's talking to himself.
I'm so good at this tonight. Margot, do you have True Sight up?
No, because I used it during the frickin' fight with the damn monks.
Okay.
Those damn monks used all our resources.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
they
you're
did.
talking about. I
We
have a lot
haven't
of
long
my
rested
resources.
since that fight, so
Can't relate is barbarian. Oh, all these dice rolls.
I don't like
hope it-
that.
It makes
I
me
don't
nervous.
like that.
I hope that Yaslin runs into a Minotaur on the streets at
Oh, hey, it's you!
Hey, missed you at your other place. So what's with your foot?
Pull
You
a
know-
curl-
I stepped on an arrow. More like an arrow stepped on me, but
Yeah, I've been there. Okay. Okay. Next up is my new dude, and I'm gonna rename him because. Oops. Okay. Margot, there's about there's a spot that's about as you like running, you kind of cross by, and there's this moment as you're running, you're still under Pass Without a Trace. Actually, and you're in glamour armor. And you see him like as you're like both crossing an intersection, he turns and looks at you specifically. One of his eyes is a little bit like kind of milky looking. Says, "Ah, very clever. You've done well." And he's going to look over at you and snap as a 10-foot globe of like bluish white light lands on you. And you are impossibly aware of your exact location, time,
Is this a
place.
spell?
It's a magical ability.
Okay.
It is not directly a spell. Which I hope they update that in the new versions of D&D, because on monsters, a lot of this sort of stuff is not clear as if it could be counterspelled or not. In this instance, as rules is written, no, it's not.
Fair enough. That's what I asked.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Oh, I have advantage on that. Because I'm a Kalishtar. 17.
And 17.
Your roll's private.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Are
those,
they?
yeah, those are private rolls.
Yes,
It was
they're
Oh,
public.
sorry.
or
I
they're
didn't
private.
realize that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he's going to use his reaction. Oh, well, that's the exact same thing you rolled, so that doesn't really help. He's basically silvering Barb saying you with his reaction, and there's a loud like crack as this light bursts out, and it hurts. I'm just gonna actually target you and do it. No, I'm not, because that'll be a bunch of stuff. Margot, you take. You saved, so you take half damage, and you are not.
And I'm resistant,
And-
so I take half.
You take 11 points of damage, and you are like, as this like smacks into you hard.
Wouldn't I
Wait,
take 5
concentrate on-
points of damage? Because I'm
No,
resistant to all psychic damage.
Nope, it was, the roll was 44, and then I divided it by 2 because I already knew you saved. So it's 22, and then reduce for your resistance, so it's 11.
I was
Uh,
concentrating on the Wall of Thorns.
Okay, go ahead and give me a concentration check there.
Not that it matters, no one's in it. Fucking waste a natural 20 on it.
Unbeknownst to you,
Oh.
just because it's a natural 20, I gotta do something with it. You get smacked with this thing, and like, you're like, kind of like, hand on the wall, like stabilizing yourself for a second. And like, it kind of like shakes your brain. You can feel it shakes Locke a little bit too. And you hear very, very distant screams as your wall of thorns expands. To no actual effect, but just because it's a fun, because it was an. And he kind of looks at you and he's like, "Oh, interesting. Well, I'll have to subdue you in other ways." And he whistles out to everyone. "This way, I've got a lock on them both. Actually, all 3.
I'm just gonna glance at Dro and mouth. Run.
Okay. This archer over here can't see shit. So he's basically gonna rooftop run, trying to be like Legolas. He's gonna put himself over here. Seamus, you're up. And you... Yeah, you heard that guy say something. You heard him call out.
Yeah, I did hear that. Where is this guy?
That guy's like, you're essentially in the alley. Oops, come on now. You're essentially, this is the alleyway over here, or more like there. And then he's in this one ish. Let me remake that. There we go. That's a little better. And yeah, it's kind of like this is the setup over here. And he's in the alley on the other. He's in the next alley over compared to where you are. You're muted, Chase.
I'm gonna run. I want to run over and get in his face, basically. How do
Okay.
I do that? Maybe I don't need to be in his face. I'd like to be maybe 10, 20 feet away or something. I've got 75 or 70 feet of movement. If I use my dash, I'm 40 feet up on this roof. It looks like, according to my plus feet. I don't know if I'm plus 20 or plus 40.
You were plus 40 when you were over here as you like jumped off this tower. Then you glided down. So yeah, I would say you've been sitting around, let's say like 25. So you can like kind of hover and like jump and glide between like all the rooftops.
Yeah, I'm gonna get down on the ground in the alley, kind of about 20 feet from him. Say, get out of here, old man. Cat. And he is going to run.
Oh man. 6. And like he comes down and like, or as you come down, like he sees, like he's looking at Margot and you kind of like swoop in. You see him like track you as you come on in. You look like he's about to say something to you, and then like you like lash out in his face. What does Seamus's invisible face look like as he screams?
Well, my invisibility would drop as I cast that spell, so he would just see me. Well, I guess he saw me already, but yeah, I would just kind of appear out of the air to maybe Margot. Would be the only other person I think that could see me.
Mm-hmm.
Having seen him like frightened by it, I'm gonna like just move right up and into his face so I can try to line of sight. Corner
Okay.
him so that he has to remain in my line of sight for the longest amount of time, knowing that he's. If I need to come here so I can see the full length down the alley or whatever, I will. But I want him to run.
Oh, okay, understood. Yeah, easy enough to do as you like do this swooping like scream at him and like land and like force him to run the other way. And just, like turns around and begins to like go in the other way. Remind me your fear spell. They have to take their reaction to run, or is that one of the other spells? It actually doesn't matter. He doesn't have a reaction. He burned it already.
Yeah, it says while frightened, the creature must take the dash action and move away from you in the safest available route on each of its turns unless there's nowhere to move. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight, then it can make a wisdom saving throw again.
Okay, excellent. All right. So Shayna's swooping in like a demonic Superman. Okay, these guys. Whoa, that don't mean to have that on. Okay, these guys, they're just gonna kind of fall off as they run. They're kind of in the wrong direction. The captain is gonna run up and he's gonna use the rest of his movements to run over here and basically run up and Silent! As like he's running to like help his friend. This archer has line of sight down the alley. It's going to take a shot at Seamus.
Which alley?
This one. This is the one that Dro ran
Didn't it
down.
run like this?
There's this one up here, which is where Dro and Margot are. And then there's the one here where Dro first popped his marine lair.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. So he's gonna take a shot at you. And this is just a normal attack. He's going to use his Archer's Eye bonus action to add a d10 there. Ooh, that would turn that into a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That would be minimum damage of 5. Okay, Seamus keeping the concentration up. He's going to take one more shot, but he's already burned his bonus action, so he can't do that again. And that'll be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, and that's almost minimum damage for 6.
Fuck.
Damn it. Okay. That was a good move, though. As the concentration drops on fear.
Do you have inspiration?
I do not.
Can I give him my inspiration?
It's all good.
Is it non-transferable?
There's a no transfer rule on these inspo points.
Okay. You guys just gonna run up to the alley and start going down it. Let's see, where is it? It's essentially in the same spot as this dude. Just put him on the building over here. Okay, and then we're at the top of the round. Okay, and we're over time, so I'm going to call it there. I was not expecting the chase to continue.